Hey everybody, welcome back to Konversation with me, Rick.
And me, Nain.
And this cool ass young guy that's next to us. This is gonna be an amazing show, folks.
Wait. Try it. I'm gonna see you try it.
Anthony Michel Santiago Evans.
What?
There you go. Boom! Nailed it first try.
He gets the simplest names wrong, but that he remembers for some freaking reason.
So this young man that's with us.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. This is really cool. Usually we do martial artists and all kinds of other stuff, bodybuilders or whatever else, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this guy's a runner. Not only a runner, but he teaches you how not to hurt yourself doing so.
Which is the reason why I don't run.
Yeah, I get shit hurt, so it hurts like crazy.
Bad knees.
Yeah, and I'm getting old. Arthritis on the knees is also starting to affect me.
Once you hit 60.
When you hit 60, everything goes downhill. So tell us what it is that you actually, because I'm just making shit up.
Yeah, as we go along.
Well, again, my name is Anthony, or Tony, and I am a running coach. I am a physical trainer, and what I have learned over the years is what I now teach.
Okay.
So I personally had injuries that caused me to have to start to walk again from the beginning and run. And because of that, I learned from physical therapists, doctors, and all kinds of different people of different specialties, hey, this is what you're going to do to ensure you don't have all of these problems. This is what you're going to do to ensure you're not going to have all of these problems.
Wow.
And then I had a great teacher while I was in Korea, and she taught me something called pose running, or pose method is the official name. That's their company.
But we're not affiliated.
We're not affiliated.
But this is a plug.
That is a plug to pose method.
Pose method. Great.
They have a thorough, simple program. Mostly it's online, but usually, or where this physical therapist learned her skill was she went to Canada, and they had classes there by a professional who taught her. Also,
So you go from here to Korea to learn from somebody who went over to Canada. Which is, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah,
roundabout way, but okay.
I'd love to hear more about the program, but we glossed over a few details that I'm hoping to get more clarity on. What was your injury and how did you get it that it was so bad you needed rehab to learn how to walk again?
okay. Well, I was blessed to join the Army.
Oh,
And
thank you for showing.
thank you. In my time in service, I got to go home for some leave. While I was on leave, I got into a real bad car wreck.
It wasn't even in the Army.
It was
on
at
leave.
home on leave.
This is what I fought for.
I was sober and I was safe. It was just bad weather conditions and a bad situation.
You really practice your story for the cops.
Yeah.
I was wondering, yeah.
Well memorized. There's no holes.
There was a frozen puddle with a wet tree branch that caught the back right tire of the car, which caused it to spin out.
Oh.
And as I was spinning out to the left side, I curved it back over to,
Yeah,
correct it.
Yeah.
And I slammed into a telephone pole.
Awesome.
Driver's side door.
Oh, so right on you.
On me, directly on me.
That's awesome.
2.5 foot intrusion.
Ooh,
So there was
holy.
less than 6 inches between the door, my face smashed against it, my whole body, and the center console.
Wow. And how are you able to walk now? No,
I think that's what the next part of the story. Because holy crap!
Yeah.
How long were you in traction?
I was in therapy for a very short time. I was blessed. Yeah.
Wow.
In 5 months turnaround, I was back in training, back in the Army.
Wow.
So after this, you went back to the Army. Just 5 months of recovery.
I went through many different rehabs. So first I went to the ER. They stabilized my vitals, defibrillated me, made sure I was good, made sure my heart was beating on path.
They defibrillated you because your heart wasn't.
At some point,
At some point, your heart said, "Nope, I'm done."
Well, they had to use the jaws of life to cut off the roof of the car.
Wow.
They had to pull my mom and me out. They had
Wow.
to
Mom was with you.
Yeah.
God, you
God
suck
bless
as a
her
son.
soul.
Bringing your mom into this. What's wrong with you? Didn't the Army teach you anything?
Well, I was blessed to ensure her safety.
Oh, there you go.
Because when
You
the
took
car,
the brunt.
when the car was spitting out, it would have gone to her or to me. So I
That's
was like,
right.
I can take it. I took it.
See, folks, that takes balls. He corrected just enough so he gets hit instead of his mom. Because you were gonna do
Okay, I
the,
take it all back.
you were gonna do the
You're a good
360,
son.
right?
Yeah,
you
because
were
it was
spinning this
spinning out
way
this
and you would have
way.
gone there.
There.
Yeah.
So
That
she
hit
would have
her.
slammed right into the
But
pole.
instead, I corrected.
So then
I
you
would
slid
take the
sideways
run.
into it. Oh wow.
He didn't know which way it was going. He just got lucky.
That's where the blessing comes in.
That's okay. There you go.
I mean,
God said, "No, here, do this."
turn the wheel more. Turn it. Cut it. You know, you're giving instructions to somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. Just cut it. To the left. I said the left.
I was playing NASCAR, right?
Oh, there you go. There you
There
go.
you
NASCAR on no wheels.
He
I
sucks
made
on
it.
Xbox, so he tried for real.
Tried it real life.
I tried PS4.
Should have waited for the 5. Should have waited
Yeah.
for the 5.
Yeah.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah.
How's your mom?
She's good.
Did she suffer any injuries in that?
She had a mild concussion because of the
Oh,
roof
God,
caving
yeah,
in.
right.
Crap.
Other than that, she was completely safe. No other injuries. So I took it all. I had the severe traumatic brain injury, the 2 strokes, shattered pelvis, fractured ribs, bruised face, and shattered glass in my eye.
Is that all? No.
That's yeah. But
outrageous,
therapy, I
5 months.
5 months of therapy. Well, I went.
Who's your doctor? I got a lot of banged up issues. I need help.
How much of you is bionic?
I have a good amount of plating inside of me and metal inside my hips.
Ooh.
But
Do you get ringed at the airport?
Yeah, is that a
You get
difficulty?
actually, that's not a problem.
Huh.
Because
So it's weird, and the reason why, and I bring this up because I was just in Paris,
You're hit?
and I get buzzed,
Yeah.
and I have a hip replacement, and they said it's not even metal. But I'd walk through, they would take my jacket, walk through again, they would take theirs, and then I said, listen, I had a hip replacement.
Could it be
Oh,
that?
okay. Why don't you start with that? I was like, because you guys told me to walk back and forth. I'm gonna pay attention to what they say because I don't want to go to jail, right?
You might
Yeah.
want like an MRI to see if that's all they put in you.
Yeah, but oddly enough, though, in some airports, I can walk through without a problem.
yeah, in my experience, I've had no problems at any airports. But again, I've only gone to the U.S. and Korea.
Yeah. Paris.
Oh, look at that baby face though. Who would suspect him?
Dude, come on, Jeffrey Dahmer was it. Come on, stop. What are you
Really? Wow! After the whole thing about him saving his mom, and you went to Jeffrey Dahmer? Well, maybe Jeffrey Dahmer was good to his mom. I haven't seen the.
You ever watched the movie on Netflix? What's wrong with you?
Haven't seen the shows. Well,
Sorry, I have kids. I watch cartoons.
my therapy was pretty intense because I went from, or they flown me to Thomas Jefferson University Hospital where they did the pelvic surgery and bringing it back together. And then I went to Bryn Mawr Rehabilitation Center. As soon as I awoke and was mentally conscious, I had the car accident on the 22nd of December. 3 days later, December 25th, I woke up as everyone's Christmas miracle. I remember waking up January 16th.
Oh wait.
That's a whole lot of room I don't remember.
Yeah, they told me I woke up on the 25th, but I remember the 16th of what?
Yeah.
January.
Of January,
The
yeah.
following year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So,
Wow.
Now, how did that? What the hell is that?
Yeah, how do they
6
explain
months.
that? Yeah. Seriously, what are you made of?
So, thankfully, I finished basic training and was in my Army AIT, that's job training. And in that time, I was the most physically healthy of my life. I was really fit. I had a really strong body. So I think that was a big indicator, or that was a big factor in my healing.
Right.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
secondarily to that,
Uh-huh.
I think it was also maybe a mindset thing. Because I had a doctor when I was at Bryn Mawr Rehabilitation Center, that's a Navy medical center over in Washington, D.C. He said, yeah, you're probably never going to run again. And I was like, huh. Okay.
That's you to the guy.
Okay.
Wherever you are. Look at him now. He's teaching people how to run.
Yeah. So I think that gave me some encouragement to remember, like, I'm gonna prove this guy wrong.
Oh, yeah,
That's
definitely.
awesome.
I think we
Yeah.
all have a story, although I don't think ours are anywhere near as traumatic as yours, but okay.
That's so cool.
So I went through therapy. Once I was stable enough and could walk again, Then my company commander over at my job training AIT said, "Hey, do you want to stay in the Army?" I said, "You bet it." And she was like, "Okay, well, I'll fly you over to a little closer to us. Come to Texas."
Get off your ass and start working.
Yeah, walk over here. Walk over here.
So they flew me from Washington, D.C.
Uh-huh.
over to San Antonio, Texas.
Wow.
But I got to bring one family member with me. Shout out to my mama. She came with me and was on this journey. At the time, she was walking with a cane.
Uh-huh.
I was walking with a walker around San Antonio.
There you go.
She's holding your walker, you guys are walking.
And we went many miles
Uh-huh.
and had many adventures.
That's awesome.
And
At a slow pace.
at a very slow pace, of course. You know, what took 8 miles probably took us about a whole day to do.
Wow.
Yeah. And we at Audie Murphy VA Hospital, they put me into a program called the Polytrauma Transitional Rehabilitative Program.
Right.
That's called P-TRIP, P-T-R-P, P-TRIP
Okay.
for short. And that program is really good for people with brain injuries, TBIs, spinal cord injuries, and strokes.
You had all 3.
I had 2 out of 3, so I was a
There
good
you go.
candidate.
Oh, no spinal injury.
No spinal cord
Oh,
injury.
thank God.
Thank God. Yeah. Because there
Your
were other...
pelvis took it off.
My pelvis did take it off.
Wow.
And
Did they replace that? What did they do? They just.
I still have my pelvis. I was still young and healthy enough. They
Was
just
it
put
replaced
in...
with the monkey pelvis?
They use. That's where they use the screws and bolts.
No.
and-
Yeah, the screws, the bolts,
Tighten up
the plates, and so what they did was they screwed it in through the iliac crest into the sacrum to kind of keep that together at the top, and then on the bottom they used plates to get pull the ischium or the little rings on the bottom of the pelvis
Right.
and pull
Keep them
them together. And so my body had to heal over that. So at first running was terrible, terrible. Walking was hard because there's something about the band in my left leg that was always rubbing against that metal on the
Ooh.
plates on the bottom.
Ah.
So something
That's
made
gotta
it
hurt, right?
really uncomfortable.
Wow.
Now I'm so used to it, I go out and I run 10 miles and I'm like, oh, I feel great.
Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
2015, December 22nd, 2015, I had my
Dude,
first.
okay, because I thought it was 20 years. I'm like, dude, you don't even look like 25.
I know. When he said 20, I was like, bullshit. But no, he's not. Okay, he's in 2015. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, but still, that's holy crap. In only 5 months,
8 years, huh?
damn,
7.5 so far.
flabbergasted at it.
Are you the only child? The way you're talking.
I'm the
Shoot.
oldest of 5.
Oldest of all.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So mom said, screw you 3. I don't want to hang with this guy. I'm
He's
alive
my
because of
lucky
him. You guys fend for yourself. I'm gonna go with Tony.
None of you would have done the same. Oh, that's me. That's so me. Sorry, Tony's siblings.
Yeah, Chris.
He says you guys suck.
Chris, Jesse, Henry, Justin. I hope you all are well.
All boys?
3 boys and 1 girl.
Okay.
And she's in the middle.
Oh.
So I bet she's loving that.
Oh yeah, we spoiled the love out of
I
her.
bet.
Yeah, it's weird when it's a female and she's they get treated differently than male boys in the middle.
Of course.
Yeah, he has 2 girls that always kick his ass every chance they get.
I'm the middle
Oh.
child of 5, so yeah,
Mm.
it's not the same.
When in reverse,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah.
the reverse.
It really is because I dated somebody middle child of 5 too, and all her siblings are doting. Even though the baby is like very protective of her. It's like she's the older sister. How are you? And, but yeah, everyone was protective of the middle child. I was like, okay, that's weird. I don't know what that's like. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. How did you end up in Korea?
Well, in the army, you can choose where you want to go after
You didn't
serve.
choose that. Come on.
I
know
did.
that. You chose Korea.
I chose Korea.
Holy shit. Most people
Actually-
don't choose that. You know that, right?
Yes.
They go to Hawaii, they go to Paris, they go, I mean,
Colorado.
Yeah, right? I mean, this guy goes to Korea. My brother was shipped to Korea in the Air Force.
Yeah,
Mm.
Not his first choice.
was not.
You know. And to hear that from you, I'm just like, what? No way. Who picks Korea?
Well,
This guy.
I did.
What,
exactly.
So what was enticing about Korea for you then? What, I mean, what?
It's now a first world country. It's in the top 10 countries in the last 50
Oh,
years.
that's because of K-pop stuff.
It
no?
became huge.
Yeah.
And it is one of the most, it's best for consumers. So you want to get a meal or you want to enjoy a day out, it's the best place I've ever been to for consumers. It's really easy. It's very inexpensive.
Healthy competition. There's no monopoly on any sort of service. So
Well, and it's funny that you say that because instead of going, we were supposed to go to Korea before we went to Paris. I work for the airlines and we go on standby.
Yeah, it's funny because you were supposed to go to
Yeah,
Canada
supposed
first.
to- well, first I was going to go to Dubai, then my daughter moved, she went over to Canada. She gets to Canada and says, Dad, you can't come because I just started the job, they won't give me the time off. Fine, we're going to go to Korea. Trying to get to Korea, planes, all the seats are taken. Fine, we'll just go to Japan. Get to Japan, it's like,
All the seats
nope,
are taken.
cherry blossom season, everything's all booked up, all the hotels have doubled their prices.
Yeah.
Fine, okay, let's go to Paris. All right, let's do that. And that's where we ended up. Because my wife has this thing about the, K-pop, which is Korean pop music and stuff.
Yeah.
So she really wanted to go. And
Well,
that was her
every
first choice.
teenage girl does.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
Your
yeah.
wife's the
Yeah,
size of
she's
a
the size of a
girl.
teenage girl. That's him, honey. Kick his ass, not me.
It's okay. You look good. If you get tired of
But
him.
yeah, so yeah, that was our first choice. And now that you're saying that, now I wish we would kind of gone to Korea.
It's worth the experience.
Is it?
Yes. It is very fun, quick. If you need to know where you need to go, you have everything that's written in the Korean language and everything that's written below it in English.
Nice.
You can figure out wherever
Dude.
you want to get to.
If it wasn't for my nephew who came with us to Paris, we would have been going in circles because their subway system is freaking crazy. You have to buy tickets in advance, and then you shoot the ticket into the machine, pull it out, and the door opens, right? Typical stuff, right? But where to get off, and when to get off, and how to get off. We saw this one guy who was coming into the door, he had a backpack on. The door shut on his backpack. He's like this. He's like, hey. He's lucky that he was coming inside and not out.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Because he would have been just torn apart.
Yeah.
And at some point, some French lady just pried the door open for him to get his backpack in. I'm just looking at him. What the hell?
Like it's a normal occurrence. So
It's like like wow, that's it. We're like me and my wife were just freaking out. Goes, the fuck?
Nobody else is bothered by this.
Yeah,
It's just
nobody
an
is.
everyday occurrence. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it's funny because like when you get on the train, there's a step up, and if you don't know about it, you're gonna fall into the cart. So we're walking. I'm like, the fuck am I? And my wife is short. She had to like, come on, honey. Let's go.
Yeah, lazy American, you're used to just being flat onto it.
Yeah, right. But there's a step up, and like, oh shit. Like, whoa, it's just bizarre over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds very interesting.
Yeah. Korea sounds a lot more fun.
Yeah.
I should have went there.
How long were you out there?
I was out there for a year
Okay.
and served for the United Nations.
Oh wow.
Wow.
It was a blessing. Yeah. I had a great time.
Did you end up getting married?
I did. Not there though.
Oh, okay.
I brought the lady back to the United States.
Oh.
We spent time living together and figured out, hey, is this gonna actually work? And now we're married today. Shout out to my beautiful wife, Jisoo Kum.
Now, how did I know that there was gonna be a marriage involved?
What? Because he was working for the UN? Big shot American in Korea? Is that
No, because he's a wonderful looking guy.
He is,
Come on,
man.
man.
Have you noticed how nonchalant he says all of like the crazy stuff that's happened in his
Yeah.
life? Like so, just like so matter of fact, yeah. It
How
was
can
a
you not love the
Tuesday.
guy?
We were having tea. A tornado pulled me out of my living room. I landed 3 states over in a mud pile.
But I'm fine.
Oh,
Bless
but I
you.
met this really cool cow. I was like, what?
It was a blessing.
I was like, seriously,
And not
like,
once has he crossed himself. So that's
Not
the thing.
one,
It's
yeah,
like,
no, but like he's so cool, but like how
yeah,
do you
he's
how
so
do you keep such
he's
a
so in
upbeat-
good with God
Yeah.
that he doesn't even. He's
Yeah,
like, dude,
he's
I
like,
got
no,
you.
I'm done.
I got you.
Take the wheel and everything else. I'm good.
Well, you wondered why I went to Korea, right?
Yeah.
So, while I was in the army, I had the blessing to have some awesome leaders. One guy was Sergeant First Class Landry. He was really cool. He got to work out with Special Forces guys.
Oh, nice.
And that got me interested. I was like, Special Forces. So I went to a couple of their seminars where they're like, hey, here's what we do, here's our jobs, here's how the atmosphere works. And then you realize that that's a higher caliber above the level that you're
Yeah,
at,
right.
regular army. And me being the highest caliber in my element was like, well, I want to go somewhere greater because I'm already tough enough where I am.
Right.
I want to challenge myself. And so I actually went to Special Forces.
What?
Selection. Yeah.
How does he?
This guy fucking surprises every time he says something.
He says something new, and then the tone that he says it is just
Like nonchalant, you know.
Can you show some excitement?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie, it was awesome. I went to
so you went through the full training.
I went to Special Forces assessment selection, and prior to that, I went to a Special Forces preparation and conditioning training.
Like cram school.
Yeah, so I was at Camp McCall for a very long time, over 2 months, and that is a place in the middle of nowhere. So.
Wow.
But over there, I got to stay away from my phone and get to know myself.
Oh.
And I thought that was the most meditative thing I've ever did in my life up to that point. I got to rediscover myself, think about, oh, what am I doing in my life? Do I really want to do this? And I thought Special Forces was really cool, but at the same time, I was like, I don't think I could live like this. I think I don't want to even do the Army. But I already signed another 3 years, so what am I going to do?
I'm just going to finish it off.
So I got to finish it off.
Finish my commitment. All right.
So I need to go somewhere. After, they boot me out of there, send me back home, I very depressed, drank myself undoubtedly crazy. Lost my really strong figure within a very quick amount of time.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't
Really
take long.
all.
It doesn't take long. It doesn't take long.
Yeah. It went from
Twinkies and alcohol.
the very best condition I've been in my life to the very worst condition of my
Wow.
life within a few months. And and then I was like, what am I gonna do? And found the quickest ticket out of there, which is where my friend Jagroup was going, was South Korea.
Okay.
And I was like, why not go there? I could go hang out with my buddy. And
Alright.
Get more drunk.
And get better.
Probably start chaos over in North Korea. What was that? Shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And so I went over to South Korea thinking I was going to stay at the giant base called Camp Humphreys with my buddy JP. And then they told me, they give you, hey, here's where you're going if you're you're excess personnel. I was excess personnel. And they're like, here's where you're going, Camp Boniface. I was like, Camp Boniface, there's like an NCO for every base you're going to except Camp Boniface. And so I'm walking around asking everybody, it's like, hey, where you going? Hey, where you going? Camp Boniface. I don't know.
Wow.
Nobody heard about it. And one guy said, hey, why don't you Google it? So I did, and found out it was all the way up at the demilitarized zone.
Well, so much for blessings. Well, the fact that you survived is a blessing. How about that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
And,
nuts.
Yeah. So found out I was going up there. And
Wow.
then they take me over to Camp Casey, which is one of the farther north military bases, where I got to meet some really awesome United Nations dudes who picked me up. Shout out to Sergeant Jones. Picked me up in a van and drove me over to Camp Boniface. And that's where I started my next part of my journey, working for the United Nations and getting to know
That's
what
cool.
it's like to be a evacuation medical non-commissioned officer that's in charge of the whole area for helicopters, right? Hey, if you gotta call a helicopter and communicate with the TOC, that's what was my job. That was my
Dude, we
position.
might need a helicopter for the movie we're making. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
he's gonna call.
We'll
Yeah.
just,
Great.
Give me a call.
he'll call the people, we'll call the people.
I know a guy who knows a guy.
Who knows a guy?
So,
That guy.
so wait, we're going so off track.
Yeah. Wait, what were we talking about?
We're
Korea,
supposed to be
right?
talking about
Korea.
We're supposed to be
Oh,
talking
he
about
teaches, yeah. So,
Oh, yeah, I'm a running instructor.
Let's bring this back to where we're supposed to be.
Come on, that was interesting though.
It was awesome, but we only have an hour show, goddamn.
Oh, yeah.
That's all cool, but that doesn't explain how did we get into the running thing? Because if you did all that stuff, even after surgeries and all these things, what made you say, okay, now I want to work on feet or legs and running and the health part of all this
Because
stuff?
my pelvis hurts.
Right? Because my pelvis hurts.
Actually, running was my therapy.
Oh, okay.
I started I got another crazy story.
Oh, here we go, folks.
While I was in Louisiana, I got caught up in a church
With a gator.
with that the pastor was not a good leader.
Oh.
He was so focused on finances, he made it very cult-like.
Oh, good.
And so it
He
was
didn't have you
like,
wear the sneakers with Nike swoosh on them or anything like that, right?
no,
Oh,
he
that's
just
a
said,
different cult.
come live in the house with the other brothers, stay in this environment where you're always around God, make sure you pay your stipend.
For
to his
$2.99,
church."
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So very, very cult-like, right?
All right.
And
We'll give you a rosary for free.
but to escape that culture, I figured out, well, I can't figure out how to get myself away from them. Mentally at the time, my brain wasn't processing well. I could not think on my own. My brain
Oh,
wasn't,
the second of the accident.
because of the accident, my brain wasn't processing. My higher level cognitive thinking wasn't working. And so I was like, well, what's an excuse I can find? And then one guy said, why don't you get a better PT score? I was like, oh, well, to get a better PT score, the lowest thing I had was running. I sucked at running. And so I told the pastor at the church, hey, I'm going to go running so I can increase my PT score. That means that I'll get promoted so I can get paid more money. He said, good job, go do that.
Yeah.
You get paid more money and come on right back.
Come back and give us more money.
Yeah.
It's like a union.
So that was my excuse. And then from running, maybe a half mile, maybe a full mile, maybe 2 miles, it progressively became 4, 5, 6,
Oh, he did say
7,
10 now.
8,
Run, Forrest, run. I got it.
12.
Awesome.
and
Man, how do you run with a walker?
good question. I was no longer on the walker when I came
Oh,
back.
okay, just asking. That's why he has such a big chest.
Yeah.
So it's built. We're gonna have to start doing this just to get the.
I think don't
Yeah.
you use a walker for some of your training, or was that?
Yeah, actually, I
Right?
did. For step downs, I have them use the walker as an assistant device that they can hold on to ensure they don't have the fear of stepping down and scaring themselves. It's a stabilization technique.
You've seen it, right?
But
I've
it,
seen it. I don't. Yeah.
it
I have not.
because stepping down is a really good training for the knees, right? As you walk downstairs, we live in such a good age where we take the elevator, right?
Dude, if I use a walker on the stairs, I'm gonna fall over head over heels.
Well, you don't need the walker on the stairs.
Oh, okay. I was
But
like,
on an individual stair,
Okay.
right, on an individual step down, you can use the walker assisted to assist yourself in stepping down and not having the fear of what if I fall over.
right.
And then once you build up enough confidence, you don't use the walker, you move that out of the way, you just carry yourself out of you, however what's comfortable for you, on the hips, hands crossed, hands held together, to step down, and then extend the knee, the one knee that's bending and extending. It's extremely good for the knee. It's kind of like flossing your teeth, but on your knee. It's like flossing your knee. It's really good for the
We're
knee.
gonna have to work on that.
Yeah, we're gonna show it because now I'm curious.